Alright, good morning everybody. I'm frozen. Thanks for joining me. Skies are definitely looking pretty scary today. But I got up at 6. I just couldn't bring myself to get up at 5:30. Couldn't see anything anyway. It's starting to get light. Just barely a little light out at 6. So almost finished packing up. Gonna go up to the shelter, have some breakfast essentials. Chocolate milk basically with a whole bunch of vitamins and nutrients. And get the show on the road. And hey, we'll see what happens today. It's going to be a good day if I'm not behind a desk. Let's do this thing. Back on the trail, 7 o'clock. And for those just tuning in, today is day 51. Heading to Waynesboro, Virginia. And I'm about to encounter 2 days of pretty bad rain, some thunderstorms today, and some high winds over the next 2 days. So that is the current situation here. And I'm really glad I didn't decide to push on yesterday because there's a ton of fog at higher elevations and my stuff would have just been soaked already. So at least we get one more nice night before stuff starts getting wet again. And who knows, maybe there won't be fog overnight tonight. That would be ideal. Anyway, to the priest. This is the Buena Vista stop. That's how the locals say it, at least. And we are going this way. It's not raining too bad. We get it in spurts. But looking for that trail magic again. Today is the day that, you know, a Coke would just take you that extra 3 miles. Okay, just had enough signal to pull up a weather report and I lost it again. Monday is cleared up, which is great. That means just today and tonight and maybe tomorrow morning is just going to be a little bit severe. They're calling for higher winds than they were yesterday, which aren't as bad now because Monday was the high wind day. Still thunderstorms after 2 p.m. I'm hoping just we're not on that ball. That's the only thing I'm hoping for. It's the only thing I'm worried about today. Togs texted me saying they're just gonna set up in Buena Vista for a 0 tomorrow, or today, I guess. And he'll be back on the trail tomorrow. Doormat is actually just pushing through. So I might see him at the priest. That mileage will probably work out for him because that's a 20-day for him. Look at this tree. Looked pretty healthy, and sorry, the wind is definitely coming in now. It's I don't know if that was a lightning strike or not, but wow. Jesus. Oh, foggy and windy. It really depends on how sheltered the priest is. I'm hoping it's not on a ridge like this, but it is up high. Here's just hoping, crossing my fingers kind of thing. Alright. Made it to the bald. Been pushing hard. I'm out of breath. I'm sorry. And it's super windy. And you're probably, I don't even know if you're going to be able to hear me. But made it to the bald and it's not thundering. That's the big thing. So, let's just get through this, get off this as soon as possible. Can't see anything anyway. And just keep moving. I cannot believe the wind right now. It's like, it's definitely like a consistent 25 mile an hour. And then gusts at 30 or 40. Holy cow. Right now it's just drizzling, but if it starts pouring, this is gonna be a very, very hard day. I can't see like more than 20 feet in front of me right now. I am really hoping that if I just keep walking straight, I'm gonna run into a white blaze marker. And this is where Gut Hook's app is super helpful because you can tell. What's that up ahead? That's the trees. Okay. You can tell, you know, if you're getting off the trail using the map view. I highly recommend that, man. It saved me a couple times. This is nuts. this is crazy. Alright, there's a marker. Good. I have 6.7 miles to the priest, and it is not even 1 o'clock yet. It's getting close. We're coming up to a shelter, and like 0.1 and a water source. Might fill up like a half a liter, camel up, You can always collect rainwater off the tarp. In fact, I kind of prefer doing that because it's faster. And I don't know, maybe push that 27-mile day down in elevation, you know, get to like 1,000 feet in elevation, camp below the priest at that campsite. I don't know, it's really going to depend on how the weather comes in. Well, they were right. 2 o'clock on the dot. Here comes the storm. A little bit protected right now so you can hear me. Got a couple miles to the priest, but I'm going to push down to the stealth site 4 miles past it. It's at 1,000 feet versus 4,000 feet. I think that's going to be better for me. Maybe we even get out of this fog. I'm almost at the priest shelter, and it's a favorite spot amongst thru hikers to confess their sins while they've started the AT. So usually it's just like, you know, my farts smell really bad, and except my body smells bad, etc., etc. But I do have a sin that I want to confess that I've been carrying with me since Georgia, so we'll confess. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It has been many years since my last confession. I'm sorry, but I have thrown a wet wipe into the privy at Blue Mountain Shelter back in Georgia before I read the sign that wet wipes had to be removed by hand. I apologize. It was a stupid thing to do, and I feel very sorry for it. As punishment, I will walk at least 4 more miles today. Well, everybody, this apparently is what we've been missing all day. Look how evil that freaking cloud looks, but it's moving this way and it seems to be clearing up, so that's a good sign. That is stunning. Holy cow. I think I'm going to try for it. I think I'm going to try for the 30 and get to that shelter. Rain just started coming down really hard. Got 1.3 miles to Harpers Creek Shelter. That's where I'm going to stop for the day, because that'll be a 30-mile day for me. Oh yeah, feels good. Can't wait to set my tarp up, just relax, eat dinner, go to sleep. Do it all again tomorrow. See how the feet feel tomorrow. But I definitely lowered my average miles per day into Waynesboro by quite a bit today, so that's pretty cool. We'll see what that ends up to be after I get in my hammock tonight, though. Alright, 30 miles. It just got super freaking dark here. Just heard thunder. I'm pick a spot on this tent side, and shelter is down a little offshoot of the trail, so this is like my favorite one. Cheesy bacon macaroni. I'm so far really glad that I pushed to this campsite, because the fog isn't down here, so it's not going to saturate my quilts. And so far, there's not a whole heck of a lot of wind either. I can hear it up on the ridge, and I can see the trees swaying above this camp, but there is not a lot of wind right here. So I'm supposed to get that really bad storm, this severe one, at 11. I don't know if it's past us yet, because what we just had was pretty severe, or if it's gonna, you know, if there's another one coming. But hey, we'll see. I don't know. But for now, I think I'll call that a night. 30 miles. Pretty proud of myself. It's been like eluding me. Like 27 miles has been eluding me too, but I did it. Now that I know I can do it. This is gonna make going into the Stanimals hostel amazing, because I can recover. I can probably do like 8 or 9 miles into Stanimals and just spend all day relaxing and getting videos out and just doing my thing and drinking cherry coke. Anyway, everybody, I'm done for the night. Good night. I'll see you in the morning. very windy last night, on and off. Sometimes I would be shaking in a hammock. Sometimes it would be still. So I slept in between gusts, I guess. I'm still glad I chose down here because I can't imagine what the priest would have been like. Man, there was like 6 people up there. I hope they all had tarps because I don't think they got much sleep. When I was up there, the wind was blowing right into the shelter. Anyway, let's see. Not too bad. Not too bad. My shirt's a little damp, but it's doable. Alright. I guess I'll get up. I just screwed up a little bit. Just crossing a creek at the bottom as I was coming up this hill. And I was like, man, I don't want to get my feet wet. So I was like stepping on these big rocks. And I slipped. And everything from my lower back down got soaked. Including my rain jacket, which is dry already because of the wind. But trying to dry out my hoodie. That's going to be priority number 1. Because tonight, the last I saw in the forecast, it was going to be 37. I have a 40-degree top quilt, so stretching the comfort rating on that, I'll probably be fine. But I do want to have that extra insulation to sleep in. I do have a down jacket too, but I don't really like sleeping in that. I do, however, like to wrap that down jacket around my legs when it gets really cold, though. We're getting up there on 3 ridges. Curious to see how intense it's going to be up there. Just the sound of this wind is exciting. It's amazing how fast the day can just change for you. That climb up to that 3 Ridges mountain wasn't even that hard. It really wasn't. And the overlook was spectacular. As I was walking down, a dude recognized me named Ken. Thank you so much for the extra stickers. That's awesome. And I got a hold of Both Ways. You may remember him from the episode where I was coming out of Parisburg. He's going to take me into Devil's Backbone Brewery and bring me back. How cool is that? And then after that, I should only have about 8 or 9 miles left to camp. All right, best man in the world right here. I literally texted him this morning and asked what he was doing, and he said, you know what, hey, can you bring me to Devil's Backbone Brewery? And he goes, yeah, sure, I can be there in 3 hours. Thank you so much, Both Ways. This is going to be a blast.
This is going to be great. So, Frozen World.
Devil's Backbone Brewery. Here we come.
World famous Devil's.
Been recognized already today. Usually it's only one.
Special seat for you at the bar.
Do they?
Your name on it, yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
This was a really good idea.
So this back here is actually where they make it.
Yeah.
But they're gotten so big now, they have some that are the size of silos.
That's awesome.
Just to use the copper.
And they don't use it anymore.
No, it's super expensive.
Oh, wow.
Stainless steel now.
So you know Both Ways is, how many miles of Virginia do you have left?
I got 100.
Yeah.
Technically, to finish 100 at 18, but I'm going to do 200 because I'm going both ways.
Right.
Next, I'm going to do Georgia because everybody starts Georgia.
Georgia is very, very nice.
A lot of people drop out. So I want to go.
It's very hard, but very nice.
I'm gonna do the approach trail.
Do it, yeah.
People say I'm gonna do that.
It's
so
not as bad as people said.
I'm gonna do the approach trail and all the way up. And let's see, as far as I can go when I go down there, if it's 1 week or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And get past the point where, was it
right.
75% of the people drop out?
Yeah, the knock.
Was that 100 miles in, or is it less?
No, not the knock. The what's that tree? What's the?
Oh, well, hang the tree. That's where most of them drop out.
Yeah, where? What the heck is the?
Oh, that was a knock.
No, that's not the knock. That is Neil's Gap.
There you go.
Neil's Gap.
This is the hiker's burger, isn't it?
Something like that.
Okay.
Trail Angel burger.
Trail Angel burger.
Really good.
And he's drinking a Trail Angel. Hold up your Trail Angel beer.
Well, this is the wet.
Yeah, it's a Trail Angel.
The Trail Angel beer was good, but this is the wet. It's a Belgian.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you had a Trail Angel too.
I still wish they had delirium though.
Okay.
Back from the Devil's Backbone Brewery. I'll be honest, I'm a little buzzed, but that was a great stop. What do you think, man? That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I was telling him this is the first time I've ever been buzzed hiking, so we'll see if we fall off a cliff here very soon.
Let's hope not, man. I gotta make it till tonight.
We're gonna be tomorrow, right?
Where's it at? Waynesboro, straight ahead?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow somehow. It always looks so far until you get there.
Exactly. In fact, I think you can see Santa Go.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, thank you so much for bringing me down to Devil's Backbone. That was a great stuff. The food was so good. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, if I'm up toward Pittsburgh, I think I'll be finished Pittsburgh by
yeah.
Not too soon. Well, when I get toward Pittsburgh, probably next year, I'll come and see me on the trail.
All right, man. Hey,
100 miles away, right?
Have a great one, dude. Appreciate it.
All right.
Now, one thing to note about Devil's Backbone Brewery, it is a brewery, okay, first and foremost. So the food is going to be a little expensive. I think my burger, which was really good, by the way, was something like 11 bucks. So keep that in mind if you're trying to save money. Probably the last view for the day. Climbing up Humpback Mountain. Super windy all day. I do apologize. Nothing I can do about the wind just yet. But about 3 miles to camp. I'm ready to settle down for the night. Lots of these little boundary walls right here, whatever they are in this section. They like go all the way up the hills and everything. It's kind of neat. I just had dinner. I was going to just say goodnight with a previous clip, but I thought it would be better to explain how I'm taking my sleep system down further than its rating. So let's talk about that. First of all, I'm wearing the hoodie. Okay, I have normal sleep clothes underneath it here. It just consists of a t-shirt and a pair of shorts, Champion, real cheap. I'm wearing the hoodie. I also have my rain pants, my wind pants really now is what they are. And these wind pants probably add a good 10 to 15 degrees onto, you know, the warmth rating. So this quilt is probably now a 30-degree quilt, and that's really all I'm doing. If it gets really cold and the underquilt is a little lacking, what I'll do is I'll take this sit pad right here and I will simply just put it behind my back, and that itself adds a good 5-10 degrees of warmth just behind your back, and that's usually where you get cold. Around your butt or your lower back area is where I usually get cold. Also, I've shut the doors. I've lowered the tarp pretty low so that the wind can't get in. I've set up so that the foot end is into the wind, and I started stabbing my trekking pole into the ground and angling it at the door, so pretty much that door can't move with the wind. Like, it can try, but it's not getting past the trekking pole. So that keeps the most of the wind out. And it works really, really well. And I have the same thing on the other side, if you can see that. So with that, we'll hope for a warm night. It's supposed to go down to 36 degrees. My temperature rating on this quilt is about 40. And should be alright. So I'm not really worried about it. Could probably take this setup down to about 28 without really having to worry a lot. Got my gloves in the Ridgeline organizer for the morrow, because there's nothing worse than packing up when your hands are cold, especially a hammock where you need dexterity. Anyway, hey everybody, see you in the morning.